The key, you want to open up lines, you want to blow open the position, and here it comes. And it comes. And it comes.
These my dollars make it hurt.
Check, mic check, mic check. We'll get started here in just a second. Let's see. Mic check, mic check. All right. Mic check. All right, so gonna sit and do like a little small live stream. Maybe go over some some news in the cannabis of what's going on. Found some interesting stories. My computer did crash, or not really crash. It just froze up, so I had to restart it. But I believe I have. My bad. So, all right, mic check, making sure. So, out of High Times, we have the Cannabis Cup People's Choice Edition is on the way to Michigan. The Cannabis Cup Michigan People's Choice Edition is officially happening. High Times Cannabis Cup Michigan 2020, April 1st through 7th, submissions. April 20th, judge kits available. For more information or sign up at cannabiscup.com. It says High Times, the most recognizable name in cannabis, announced today that Michigan will be the next location in the Cannabis Cup. People's Choice Edition is on the way to Michigan series of cannabis competition. Judging kits will be available throughout the state beginning on April 20th, the high holiday for all things marijuana. Let me turn this mic up a little bit. There we go. All right, Michigan's cannabis scene is going through a dramatic transformation with adult use cannabis sales becoming legal in December 2019. To honor the legacy of the medical marijuana pioneers who led the way to full legalization in the state, the High Times Cannabis Cup Michigan People's Choice Edition will, for the first time ever, feature categories for both recreational and medical marijuana. All right. The competition offers licensed cannabis brands the opportunity to put their products into the hands of a statewide pool of discerning judges who will provide competitors with feedback on their entries and vote for their favorites to determine the winners. The competition will be the Michigan's first High Times Cannabis Cup, with judging open to the public and promises to gather the largest slate of judges in the state's history. Upon the day of on-sale kits on April 20th, judges from all walks of life will line up, rain or shine, before the opening of the dispensaries to make sure they are the first to get their Cannabis Cup judge kits. With categories ranging from indica flower to sativa flower, vape pens to concentrates, and edibles to pre-rolls, there's something for everyone. That judge kit, I need to get me one of those judge kits. I bet you that's got all types of good shit in it. All right, so each judge kit comes with a hefty variety of samples from the top competing brands in the state, all of whom are submitting their top strands and varieties into the cup in hopes that the judges will score their products to the highest. Each kit is complete with the competition samples and a scorecard that gives each judge an access code to the High Times Judge portal, cannabiscup.com/judge. All of it contained in a swaggy High Times Judge backpack that you can rock for years to come. If you haven't been a judge in the past because you were never selected, now is the time to get in on the action. Visit cannabiscup.com, pre-register to get all the latest updates. And I'm signing up for it, but I bet you'll have to really be a Michigan resident maybe. I don't know, maybe not. All right, competition features 10 categories. Let's see, I won't read all that. All right, here we go. Yeah, the High Times Cannabis Cup Michigan People's Choice Edition will feature, you know what? I'm going to just abbreviate the High Times Cannabis Cup Michigan People's Choice Edition down to we're just going to refer to it as Cannabis Cup, because there's a lot of shit to say. Make my voice hurt. Will feature competition for products from 10 categories, with 3 of the categories being reserved for products from state licensed medical facilities. The 7 categories for state licensed adult use products include indica flower, sativa flower, hybrid flower, pre-rolls, concentrates and extracts, vape pens, and cartridges and edibles. The categories for state licensed medical cannabis facilities are medical flower, medical pre-rolls, and medical edibles. All products must be grown and produced in Michigan at a facility licensed under MRA and be in compliance with all MRA rules. So from a lot of my friends, they had, I ain't gonna say a lot, but some of my friends used to equate like medical cannabis with like higher quality, higher THC content, and it depends. It depends on the product that you get, right? I mean, a large portion of it is, you know, not having to pay the recreational tax, which in Nevada is like 10%. So you have I think it's 8% sales tax there, and then it's 10%. So you pay 18% in taxes as a recreational buyer versus medical. Now, if you have a medical card, you can buy more at the dispensary. Recreational, you're limited to a certain amount. Medical, like I think you can buy 2.5 ounces every time you go to the dispensary. Whereas cannabis or recreational, I think it's an ounce, like no more than an ounce a day. And then recreational edible THC content would be limited to 100 milligrams, whereas medical, ones that were deemed medical in Nevada, were over 100 milligrams, usually 150, on up in that direction. And then like some of the legalities of possession and how much you can have and all that, and how much you can grow, I think is different. But as far as like the flower itself, or the pins, or the shatter, all that's going to be pretty much standard. Like if you get Gorilla Glue that's got 23% THC on the medical side, then as long as they get from the same grower and all that, on the recreational side, it should be the same. So, let's see. Entry requirements are 228 samples for flower, 1 gram each, pre-rolls and concentrates, extracts, vape pens, and carts, 0.5 gram samples entries, while edibles require 100 samples. All categories are limited to 4 entries per brand, except edibles, which are limited to 3 entries per brand. Entries will be accepted from April 1st through April 7th. Judging kits will be available exclusively at partner dispensaries, provisioning centers throughout the state, while locations will be announced soon. The judging period will last from April 20th through June 16th, with honorees announced at a digital award show to be held via High Times Facebook live stream. All right, so bringing the cannabis cup to the people. Let's see. Okay, so they started doing, because of the coronavirus, they started doing online competitions. It says the inaugural High Times Hemp Cup, which had been scheduled to take place as a traditional in-person event in Austin, Texas, was instead held online April 4th, 2020, recognizing winners in 8 categories. Okay, so, that's pretty cool. Let's see what the winners of the High Times Hemp Cup. So I guess the judges just got their kits, went home, consumed the products, rated them, and then boom. Interesting. So Let's see what else we got. Let me see what time it is. I can't be here. I gotta get off at 12. All right, let's see. Probably going to have to get another iMac because this thing's acting a fool. Oh yeah, so Jay-Z officially enters the cannabis arena for real this time. Let's see. He has entered the market. So he linked up with one of California's largest cannabis producers, Caliva, and in partnership promised to give those formerly incarcerated due to the war on drugs an opportunity to get involved in the booming legal cannabis industry. While at the time many questioned his intentions, this was hardly a surprise coming from one of the biggest rappers on the planet, especially one with as much business acumen. That's pretty cool. See a lot of people in the cannabis business that are artists. A lot of them don't highlight it, or they don't promote it themselves so much as kind of keeping it separate, but they're making money off of it. Let's see. Oh yeah. So the UN votes to recognize the medical properties of cannabis globally. So it voted on Wednesday to have medical properties of cannabis removed from the Schedule 4 of the Commission on Narcotic Drugs. The vote of most countries, 53 commission states, decided to withdraw cannabis and its resin from the list, which did not recognize any of its medical properties. From now on, countries will recognize its medical effects, which could facilitate their research. So that's a move in the right direction, right? The UN on board. I mean, really, who cares about the UN? But I didn't say that. Let's see. What is this? Cannabis decontamination matters. Yeah, so they said that they went on a secret shop and noticed that there was a lot of contaminants in the flowers, like mold or just metals. People not doing the right thing. Yeah, so it's still something that needs to be checked on. Like, I'm a firm believer in some type of structure to make sure, like, people aren't putting, like, you got the scandals like Monsanto's and General Mills, where they got these multi-million-dollar lawsuits because of the cancer, because they were spraying Roundup on the plants to kill the bugs, right? So cereal's not even good for you. Like, the cereal's not even good for you. So we have something that's good for us. Like, so we really need to protect the integrity, when it goes on a commercial market of the plant and the reputation and what it can do, because we let these people get in here and start tainting up the market, and people get hurt, and then it's just gonna, they're gonna start really scrutinizing it. I feel like they just need an opportunity, like just a reason to do it, and I just don't feel like that we should give them that reason. Let's see. Among the worst offenders you might find in your cannabis are mold, powdery mildew, a fungus called Aspergillus, bile-tolerant gram-negative bacteria known as BTGN, salmonella, yeast, and many other dangerous microbes. So yeah, so you can really get hurt. Like, if you're, I just got to be careful. All right, let's see. We're going to go over one more. Yeah, let's talk about this. Right, so just my personal opinion, but I feel like there has been a politicization and a weaponization. I can't even say that word. Weaponize our court system for political benefit, financial, whatever the case may be, right? And sometimes you'll have I guess the people doing it, that side is heck yeah, we got it done. The other side, of course, they're not happy because it's being done against them. But when you don't make sure that court system serves the purpose that it's supposed to serve, it can be weaponized and it can come back on you. And from what I read on this, I feel like that's what's going on, because it's they're trying to strike it down on the notion that they passed an amendment years ago saying that any further legislation could only have one subject per bill or something like that, and that because this has multiple things, because you're dealing with retail, cultivation, and something else, I can't remember what the other one was, that it goes against this voter approved legislation, they say, is unconstitutional. Think about that, though. Voter approved legislation is not constitutional. I don't understand that. But I'm not a lawyer either. Don't pretend to be. But voter approved legislation is unconstitutional. If it passes, or if they are allowed to do that, then they're going to do that for a lot of other things. So for those of you that are in favor of them doing this and blocking it for whatever reason, it's your American right to have your opinion, but I'm telling you that it will come back to bite you in the ass eventually. You open up a can of worms with these people, and you'll never be able to get it closed, ever. So you have to be careful, if we just, I don't, like I said, I'm not a legal scholar, so, voter approved legislation versus what's constitutional in the state constitution or not. I don't know if one outweighs the other. I don't know if it's a voter approved legislation, then it should take precedent. If that's the way it's supposed to work, I need to do a little digging on that. But like I said, just from what I see, it's just my personal opinion. I feel like that they're using the court system to block this for political reasons, because there's really no health reasons. There's no really sound issue to block this other than a political move, right? So we can't let one group get away with that, but not the other group. So because they'll just do it. It just won't matter. Once you let these people open up these cans of worms, doing whatever they're doing, it's never gonna get closed, and it's just gonna become the norm, right? And when it becomes the norm, it'll definitely come bite you in the ass, right? So anyway, just want to put that out there. I got to get ready for work, so I'm going to get off on here. I appreciate you tuning in, checking it out. I hope it's educational. I hope you learned something. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, all that typical stuff. Trying to